Ever found something online you absolutely had to have, like that limited edition gadget or the perfect outfit for a special occasion, only to be slightly short on funds at that exact moment? We've all been there, right? That little pang of "if only" can be pretty frustrating. Now, imagine a solution pops up, a way to snag that must-have item and pay for it in smaller, more manageable installments. That's the promise of buy now, pay later services, and Sezzle is one of the names you've likely encountered in this space. They're all about breaking down the cost of your purchases into easy-to-digest payments, often interest-free. Sounds pretty appealing, doesn't it? But as with anything involving your finances, a crucial question often lingers in the back of our minds. What's the catch? Or, more specifically, what kind of hoops do you have to jump through to actually use these services? Do they dig deep into your financial history? Do they scrutinize your credit score like a hawk? That brings us to the heart of today's discussion. Does Sezzle perform a credit check? It's a question many of you have asked, and it's a vital piece of the puzzle when deciding if a service like Sezzle is the right fit for your shopping habits and financial well-being. To truly understand the answer, we need to delve a little deeper into how these, buy now, pay later platforms operate and the different types of checks they might perform. It's not always a simple yes or no answer, and the nuances can be quite important. Think about traditional credit applications for a credit card or a loan, for example. These typically involve what's known as a hard credit inquiry. This is where the lender pulls your detailed credit report from one or more of the major credit bureaus. These inquiries are recorded on your credit history and can sometimes have a small, temporary impact on your credit score, especially if you have multiple hard inquiries in a short period. Lenders use this information to assess your creditworthiness, your history of repaying debts, and your overall financial responsibility. Now, contrast that with the more instant and seamless experience that, buy now, pay later services often aim to provide. The idea is to make purchasing quick and easy, right at the point of sale. Requiring a lengthy and intrusive credit check might defeat that purpose. So, where does Sezzle fit into this picture? The good news is that Sezzle primarily performs what's known as a soft credit check. Now, what exactly is a soft credit check, and how does it differ from a hard inquiry? A soft credit check, also sometimes called a soft pull or pre-qualification, allows Sezzle to take a look at your credit history without leaving a noticeable mark on your credit report. These types of checks are often used for things like pre-approved credit card offers or when you check your own credit score. They provide a general overview of your credit worthiness, but don't have the same potential impact on your score as a hard inquiry. Think of it like this. A hard credit check is like a deep dive into your financial records, while a soft credit check is more like a quick glance. Sezzle uses this soft pull to help them assess your risk level and determine your eligibility for their service. They're looking for a general sense of your financial responsibility without needing the full, detailed picture that a hard inquiry provides. This is a significant advantage for many users. It means you can explore Sezzle's payment options without worrying about potentially dinging your credit score simply for checking if you're approved. This lower barrier to entry is a key part of the appeal of buy now, pay later services. However, it's crucial to understand that while Sezzle primarily uses soft credit checks for initial approvals, this doesn't mean your credit history is entirely irrelevant. Sezzle still uses the information gathered from these soft pulls, along with other factors, to make their decisions. These other factors can include things like your spending habits with Sezzle itself, your bank account history, and potentially other publicly available information. So, while a less-than-perfect credit score might not automatically disqualify you from using Sezzle, it could influence your approval amount or the terms offered to you. For instance, someone with a longer and more positive credit history might be offered a higher spending limit than someone who is newer to credit or has some past financial challenges. It's also important to note that while the initial check is typically soft, things might change under certain circumstances. For example, if you fail to make payments on time, Sezzle, like any other credit provider, might take further action, which could potentially involve reporting to credit bureaus. This could then lead to a negative impact on your credit score. Therefore, even though the initial hurdle is lower, it's still essential to treat your Sezzle payments with the same responsibility as any other financial obligation. Furthermore, as the buy now, pay later industry evolves, the practices of individual companies might also change. It's always a good idea to review Sezzle's most up-to-date terms and conditions and privacy policy to understand their current credit check practices and how they use your information. These documents will provide the most accurate and current details. So, to recap the main point, yes, Sezzle does perform a credit check, but it is generally a soft credit check. This means it's unlikely to directly impact your credit score simply by signing up or being approved. However, your credit history does play a role in their decision-making process, and failing to meet your payment obligations can have negative consequences for your credit in the long run. Think of Sezzle as a convenient tool, but like any financial tool, it requires responsible use. Understanding their processes, including their approach to credit checks, empowers you to make informed decisions about how you manage your finances and utilize these services effectively. It's about enjoying the flexibility they offer while also being mindful of the underlying financial commitments. By understanding the difference between soft and hard credit checks, you can navigate the world of buy now, pay later services with greater confidence and clarity. You can explore options like Sezzle without the immediate worry of a hard inquiry affecting your credit score, while still recognizing the importance of responsible repayment. Ultimately, the goal is to use these services in a way that benefits your financial well-being, allowing you to access the things you need or want while managing your payments effectively. Knowing that Sezzle primarily uses a soft credit check is a key piece of that understanding. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.